Oh, I forgot to plug the phone in.
Well, there you go, folks. As you know, it's 7 o'clock Queensland. The rest of Australia, except for Northern Territory, Western Australia, and of course us in Queensland, we haven't jumped to daylight saving, but our other sister states have, as well as New Zealand. And so without further ado, Thursday night, right at the very top in the Northern Hemisphere is Andrena Forrest, and she's introducing our guest today, who happens to be from Australia. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello and welcome.
Thanks.
Right. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Dreaming the New Dream. And today it's the 5th of October, and we're slowly coming into our time where we change the clocks next month. So I'm making the most of this last month of extra bit of daylight. So anyway, without further ado, it's my great pleasure to have Sequoia Haskell on the show. Welcome and lovely to see you again. We go back quite a few years. Anyway, we did a show, well, I think Jeff's got a little mini clip, and we did it almost 2 years ago to the date. And it's just so funny because I thought it was appropriate that with your book launch today. So congratulations to you and the 42 women that have put the book together, Overcoming Extraordinary Circumstances. So I know you're going to share some of your amazing journey, and you're going to give hope and inspiration to so many others. So welcome, my lovely friend. It's lovely to see you.
Thank you, and lovely to see you too.
Congratulations, that's awesome. So
thank you. It is. It's been a very overwhelming day, but very awesome day. Big journey to get to today.
Yeah. Right. So let's start. Let's start at the very beginning. You were born in Australia, and I know you've been.
I was born in New Zealand.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say sorry. You were born. Let's start again. Cut. You were born in New Zealand, but you've been in Australia for a long time now, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
So, and you were born with the gifts or psychic abilities and all of those lovely things. So would you like to share how it all started for you? And obviously there's a lot of steps that have brought you to this moment now in time, to to the book launch and all what you're doing. So carry on.
Okay, so well, the book was sort of about the journey, but it's condensed into one chapter. Like there was a lot of abuse and stuff that happened as a child, and so I sort of discovered my gifts by leaving my body. There were things that were going on, so I'd leave my body, and I connected with the spirit realm. So that was my happy place and my safe place. And over the years, I sort of progressed. Like as a teenager, I used to, do drugs and alcohol as you do, and I'd see voices and hear things, and sometimes to my detriment. And then when I was pregnant with my oldest son, I had a past life regression with someone. First time I'd ever done anything like that, and I was taken back into an ancient temple and shown my healing abilities and all of that sort of stuff. And then I did a 4-year spiritual development course when my son was a baby and when I was pregnant with him, and developed all my clairvoyance and all of the other gifts and everything like that. And then as life progressed and I entered a violent marriage and all sorts of different things that happened, I learned that the common denominator in the drama in my life was me, and that if I wanted to change my life, I had to change my internal way of thinking. So it sort of led me on a journey of just self-exploration, learning to love myself, basically, learning to work through all of those things that you've been programmed with and conditioned with. And I've always been clairvoyant, so that's always been my gift. I've brought up 4 children with my clairvoyant gifts over the years. And but yeah, I've just learned lots of other different modalities. So as things would happen in my life, I would learn something that would help me to heal myself, like tapping or hypnosis or different things, and then I would share them with people. So it's just sort of progressed from there.
Oh, just like that.
Just like that.
In a nutshell. Yeah, no, because I mean, I can't remember when I first came across you, but obviously on Facebook you were doing a meditation, and I think you were doing little readings. You tune in and give a little reading. So I put my name down, as you do, and I can't remember what was said then. It was years ago, and I thought, God, that's spot on. And anyway, I've been a follower since, and that's obviously over time we've become friends, and I've worked with you, and you've helped me out when I've had many times of despair. Oh, woe is me. You go up and down, and the great network and support that you've shared with people. I know you've got a huge following, and people just love your work. And the thing is, you, like you say, you're a shit shifter. You don't beat about the bush. So what do you think has been the greatest gift for you on this journey now? Because we're in the greatest time of history that we all signed up for, even though we can't remember doing it. And there's masses of change. We are in the greatest change. I mean, it's all happening around us now, and there still might be a few little bumpy rides, but we're all together in this. So what do you think has been the greatest thing to help you along now, the greatest gift that you're helping others with?
Just giving people tools to be responsible for their own healing. Just finding, I've always used my clairvoyance. My clairvoyance is my greatest gift as far as a tool, if you want to call it that, because I use that to tune into people's wounds. I can tune into that rather than doing the fortune telling stuff. I'm not doing that sort of stuff anymore, but I can tune into people's wounds, and so people will have something going on now and they think it's to do with the situation now, but it never is. It's always something to do with childhood or a past event. So I can tune into that and peel back those layers, which changes the situation now, because it's like with that and that's been, and I think learning to heal my inner child has been my greatest gift. And being in a violent marriage was my greatest gift, because I learned in that to love myself. I learned to stand up for myself, and I also learned that I was equal to that violence. And my way was passive aggressive, his was physically aggressive. And I have so much love for him now. We've broken cycles of generational abuse that's come through, so my son will never hit a woman, my daughter will never attract it. So we've broken a whole heap of stuff. So, and I think just learning to be unapologetically who we are too is really important, because what you see is what you get. I can be a bit blunt sometimes. People don't like that, but I expect people to be blunt with me as well too. I just expect just being who you are authentically, without trying to impress anybody or trying to be anything for anybody else. And I think that's the greatest gift, is just being who you are. And it takes a long time to get there.
Tell me about it. Pass.
Yes.
So obviously the key, like you say, the key is to love yourself. And I hear people criticizing themselves, and obviously I've done masses of deep inner work, and it still goes on and on and on. But when you hear people criticizing themselves or criticizing others, you want to say, just stop. When is relevant, but it's a fine line, isn't it, for people to realize it's all about them, and it's what you're saying, what you're creating is all about you and what you're putting out, instead of blame, isn't it?
Exactly.
Excuse me. So I mean, I know in the past I blamed husband and what have you, but when I look back now and all the steps that I've taken and done and worked through, I thought, well, at the time you did what was right with the tools in your kit bag, but now when you look back, it's like, oh my God, I can see how all that came about. But you move along in the transition period, don't you? And you do what's right at the time, but when you look back, you can see the stepping stones and the lessons.
Yeah. I learned a modality a couple of years ago, which was one of the most powerful things I've ever done, called the compassion key. And so learning to love yourself was one level, but learning to have compassion for yourself is another level as well too. And so that was such a deep, intensive journey. It was like, oh my God, 3 months of the most intense. Like I've been doing inner work for, oh my God, ever now, lifetimes. But probably 40 years I've been doing deep inner work, but this took everything to a whole new level. And learning to have compassion for yourself, rather than that, oh my God, I'm not this and I can't do this and I can't be that. It's like, I'm so sorry you feel that way about yourself. I'm so sorry you still have that thought. I'm so sorry you still have that feeling. And just giving yourself compassion and letting yourself off the hook, because we have this thing that we need to be perfect, and this is why this book's perfect, because it's like we have this ideal picture, that we have to be perfect or we have to be a certain way, but it's actually not true. We just have to learn to be who we are, and everything else changes around us the more we do that. And having that compassion for yourself.
And that change, and by us changing, ruffles feathers around as well, doesn't it? That's the other thing, because you're letting go of old stuff that you thought was serving you, and it's not. And it's like you're going along, and it's like, I just say, you clear this and you clear that, and it's just, it goes on and on and on.
Yes, I was going to write a book called The Never Ending Onion, The Eternal Onion.
Yeah. When do we get
more? Yeah.
It's like, oh God, that was a big layer. Like, oh dear. Right. So, how did the book come about? How did they find you for you to write a chapter in the book?
So I was working with a lady in the States for over a year, and she went through quite a massive transformation, and she was, asked to write a chapter in the book because of her journey. And the woman, the pick, because it's actually a big corporate entity that's created this book, and they do #1 bestsellers every year with this process that they do. So her friend, who is one of the co-creators of it, asked her what she'd been doing, and she said, Sequoia, she's been helping me. So she said I needed to be in the book. So oh my gosh, it's been such a huge process. Amazing. I've learned so much. I don't know if I'd want to do it again, but it's been amazing. It's actually been amazing. It's just been like, I've learned so much. It's just been amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. So, and today and tomorrow that a special offer is on?
Yes, so I was the first person in the world to actually launch this book, because I'm in Australia. So I started at 5 o'clock this morning, and there's a process that you have to go through that's quite intense. And I couldn't sleep last night because I was sort of excited and a little bit nervous, because I'm putting myself out on the line on the world stage now, like massive, and I've laid my soul absolutely bare in this, but. Also in that, a lot of people will be able to relate to the journey, because it's sort of channeled through me as a poem. And so part of it's, just a little bit about the journey, but this poem came through, and it just, oh my gosh, it was just this most insanely amazing poem. And so many people in life will be able to relate, if not to all of it, to a lot of it. So so for the next 24 to 48 hours, they've got it for $1.99 US on Kindle, on Amazon, and you don't have to have a Kindle device for it, but this is it just gives people the opportunity to be able to read this book, and there'll be a hard copy coming up down the track in a few weeks. But it's just amazing. It's just and so many people have bought it today. I just feel so blessed. Like so many people have just absolutely rocked it today.
I think like you're bearing your heart and soul, and it's all about now people having a voice. We can't sit back and want to do things and not do them. It's the time to take action and to do what you've come to do, and it more than ever. So, and I know that there'll be chapters, or in the book, that's going to relate to people, and it's going to bring up a lot of stuff for people as well, which is great, because it's all about, you need to deal with these things, all these aches and pains and blocked emotions are what's keeping you back.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And there's so many different levels of women in there. Like, there's religious leaders, there's a lot of corporate women in there, there's my friend Lynn and I, we both did the Compassion Key together. She's in Canada, and we're the two spiritual, the woo-woo ones in the book. But yeah, it's just quite incredible, just the diversity of women that are in there, and I think that's relatable for everyone. There'll be something in there for everybody. There's a woman that's lost her daughter, and the process she went through with grief, and there's just so many amazing stories in there.
Mm. So when do you get a hard copy of the book?
I'm not sure yet. We're not sure yet. That's all the next step of it. I think this is the first part of the process, and they'll let us know when that is going to be.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, that's a huge stepping stone for you, isn't it? Absolutely massive. But you have so earned it in how you've been helping humanity in so many different ways. I mean, I just see people saying, "Oh, thank you," and you put a meditation out, and like I mean, what I love about you is when you might be doing a meditation, and I don't know if you've got time this morning to do a tune in for everybody with what's going on where we are. That would be fabulous. But yeah, you just switch the light bulb on, and in comes the guidance. It's just it's lovely. So anyway, I know number one
been blowing.
I know they're blowing. They've been turning on.
The light bulbs have been blowing.
I know. That's too much energy. They can't cope with my frequency. That's
Yeah.
Sticking your finger in the light.
Sequoia was in the dark when we started this morning. We're trying to get her to put all the lights on and everything. But anyway, the inner glow is glowing. Right. So where would you like to go with all of this? Where you are now and what you've achieved? I mean, I know you're going to America in November, aren't you?
I was, but I'm not now.
Right.
I've just recently sort of decided it's not quite the right time to go. I just don't feel like traveling at this stage. I will definitely go there next year. And because I put out to the universe that I'm ready to step onto the world stage because I want to help millions of people. That's my goal. I'm here as a light for humanity. I'm here as a way shower. I'm a galactic. I'm connected in with with different I'm a multi-dimensional being, as we all are. And so, and I'm also a double Aquarian. We're coming into the age of Aquarius. So, it's my job. This is my mission to help millions of people. And just recently we was introduced to these amazing golden drops, incredible drops that actually, and I've always used the golden liquid of alchemy in my healing. As like when I've been, finishing with people, flooding them with the golden liquid of alchemy. Now it's manifested in physical form, and I just feel really, really blessed. Like the book to me is like a doorway. It's going to open up doorways. It's the drops though that are the vehicle, because they're helping so many people, and it's comes from the core of turmeric, curcumin, which is the core of turmeric, which is oil based. And when you put turmeric into your body or curcumin into the body, it only stays in the body for an hour because it's oil based. So it goes into your blood, but it'll only stay there for an hour. But these amazing drops that have been, developed with this technology that actually transports the curcumin right into the core of the it's got like a coating wrapped around the curcumin, so it's like a perfect delivery system. So people's all of their inflammation is disappearing out of the body, and when the inflammation's gone, which is the cause of everything, and to me that's anger, sadness, resentment, regret, bitterness, all of those things, because I work at that level with people, I help them release it. Well, this actually helps release it at the physical level as well too. So when your body is in a place of homeostasis, it can heal itself. So that's what this does. It basically just gets rid of all of the inflammation in the body, gives you mental clarity, gives you focus. And I know you've had some amazing results with it as well too. And I just feel like we have been chosen with this gift to actually share it with humanity, because it is so powerful. Like today I was with a woman that's got 10% of her vision, And when she came to me a few weeks ago, it was just sitting on the table, and she just sort of put her hand out. She picked up the bottle. She said, "I will see with this." And I gave it to her today, and like she had some drops today, and within 20 minutes, she said she felt this clarity that she hasn't felt for a long time. She used to have perfect vision. So this is the power of this to me is the gift. The book is the vehicle. The book is like the opening of the doors, because I'm not really attached to the outcome of that. I know that great things are going to come as a result of it, but that's just like a moment in time. And, 5 minutes of fame or whatever, I'm not actually too worried about that. To me, it's like being of service to humanity and having something that can actually bring joy into their life, because it brings you back to a state of joy. It brings you back into a state of homeostasis. Like today, I've had the most horrendous day. Even though it's been book launch, I've had a horrendous day. Oh my God, with technology and I was really emotional, and all of this stuff. And we went to do a live on Facebook with someone, and all of these things weren't connecting today. But I've just stayed calm through it all. Normally I'd be crying and I'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't do this." I did have a moment of that, I must admit. But it's like just coming to this place of joy and giving people hope. They call it hope in a bottle. And I know you had an amazing experience with it too. So
yeah, no, and I'm really blessed that you didn't keep on at me, but you said about these drops, and I know for me, I mean, some people know that I was in a car shunt and I was hit back and walked forwards a few times in March. It was just like flip. I said, like my head felt like it flew off my body. I'm just totally gone. Anyway, so after a few months, I was starting to feel better, and then I was in a car park going for a nice cup of coffee at a place called the Bar near me. Parked the car, walking away, and somebody shouted out, "Your car's rolling back." Bloody shock and horror. I turned around and oh my God. So I'm running, not that I could have stopped it, but anyway, it missed the car by a meter. Oh God, talk about being blessed. But it hit the hedge, so but the handbrake was still on. God. Anyway, so that triggered my aches and pains off, and it got worse, and I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, I couldn't get up, I couldn't get down, and the pain was absolutely horrendous. And I spent all weekend laid on the bed, and I've had enough. I was ready to opt out. I can't cope with this anymore. Because we all have times in our life where things just get too much, and you just say, "I can't do this anymore." Anyway, I'm still here. But and I got the drops, and I've been on them just over 4 weeks now. And I can honestly say the pain is gone. And then it went into a dull ache. And so the ache is gone, but I've still got bits I'm working through. But honestly, the pain was 10 out of 10. I was just crying. I didn't know what to do anymore. Well, I spoke to you, didn't I? I was beside myself. Anyway, so I've got the drops, and I've already put up a post with my link and what have you, and I've shared it with a few friends that I know who've got, I've got one friend that has taken jibby jabs in the past, but will not be taken anymore. So she's on it because she wants to clear all that out of her system. So she's over the moon. But and for me now, it's like, well, like you, I want to help humanity, and this is the easiest way forward. I mean, 10 drops in the morning, 10 drops at night. How easy could that be? And exactly. I only want easy. I can't do complicated. Oh God. But yeah, so I would say to everybody, get on these drops. Oh my God. And especially for animals. There's some wonder. I shared one lady's testimony about her Alsatian, and it was going along dragging its leg, and now it's walking along so much better. And I mean, it's such, it's only a fraction of the cost to what it would be to a vet's bill. So I'm looking forward to, maybe, I don't know, 1 more 2 weeks, and I would have got all this, what's going on in my body, out of my system. So But yeah, I now know what excruciating pain is. Like I felt in, I can't remember when. So so thank you for getting me on the drops. And I think I've called my, I can't remember what my website is, Golden Drops, I think, or
Golden Magic, Magical Gold, yeah, Golden Magic, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But anyway, so it's another way that I can help people easily, effortlessly, and as well as healing and looking at their emotions and all that. So no, I know, magic stuff, and for me, like you, technology. Sometimes I'm crying. Oh God, I can't do this anymore. I can't get on this. Some people are natural at it, like Jeffrey. Some people it's not. Don't matter. I'm not. So how hard you try. Oh gosh. Anyway, so highly recommend that you get everybody gets on these drops. It's life changing. It really is. And for me, this is the only thing that's worked fast. And believe me, I've seen the chiropractor, and because I do everything alternative, I don't choose to go any other way. So I've seen the chiropractor and all of that. And now with the drops, it's just the icing on the cake. So thank you for that. Anyway, I'll stop waffling on that.
It's also a thing too, like, because there's so many light workers and, like just really aligned people that have been drawn to be with us. And like, I believe it's our reward for all of the struggle and all of the hardship and all of that sort of stuff. Because when you like we do all of the inner work and you heal the emotional stuff and everything like that, and then you've got to do the physical stuff. Well, when you're in that place of joy, it's contagious. And you want to share it, and then you become abundant and everybody around you becomes abundant. And that's our natural state of being. We've been so programmed with poverty consciousness and struggle and hardship, and, through the lifetimes we've been burnt and hung and, all of those things. And now we're sort of like this lifetime now, we're coming through and we're more powerful than ever before, and I just believe that, this is a gift from God, and that we've been chosen to be the ambassadors to share this, because and to share our light, and whatever way we can do that, whatever way we can uplift and inspire and empower people, that's our job. People say, what's your purpose? Your purpose in every day is to be the best version of yourself, and by being the best version of yourself, you can be of the highest service. And that's all it is. That's all it is that we need to and now we've got it in a bottle as well.
I know. Liquid gold.
It is literally liquid gold. Literally.
Yeah.
We've had issues with shipping because of the demand, waiting 7 weeks to get product, but I've had people, prepaid orders, and they've happily waited for that 7 weeks because they know the power of what it is that we've got. And I just feel that, this is a time for all of us to be moving forward in our abundance, and which comes from the heart, when your heart's filled, and that's the natural abundance of who we are. But it's time to be rewarded as well, and be deliciously rich. I want to be deliciously rich because I want to help people. The more that flows in, the more people you can help. That's just the way it is.
Because I know when I had my drops, I think they came within a week. I think it was 7 days. So I only ordered a few, but I've just ordered a job lot. So that should be within the next couple of days. So yeah, that's exciting, because you want to share it with so many people because of what it's doing. It's like, this is a turnaround. This is what we all need. Well, most of us. I can't speak for everybody, but for a lot of us. So the fact that I was in so much pain, and I'm not now, but honestly, I was all right if I was up, or I was all right if I was down. But getting up and getting down, and you don't realize how many times you get up and down.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
What other? So for people that are new on the pathway, if you like, that are sort of, I don't know if waking up is the right expression anymore. Sort of waking up to themselves, really, and realizing different things that are going on. What sort of basic tools would you offer to help people now that think, well, there's more going on, or they're getting more in tune with themselves?
As me personally, or just in general?
Well, either or, like.
I think learning to trust your intuition is the greatest thing, like that first thought or feeling, because intuition is the teacher within. And it's that first thought or feeling that we have. And if we were taught to trust that when we were little, the whole world would be so much better off than it is now. And also, just following those things that you feel really drawn to, like following, like some people meditate, I only meditate when I do the meditations live. I don't sit and meditate. It doesn't.
No, normally.
Yeah, and I have to listen to it afterwards because I channel and I don't know what's coming through. Like I'm just channeling, so I have to listen to it afterwards. But I don't meditate. But just finding things that bring you joy as a thing as well too. What are the things that really ignite your passion? Like what is it you may be? It's something as a child you might have been really good at art or dance or something like that, and we stop doing those things.
Yeah.
As we get older, our joy diminishes more and more. So it's like, what are those things that actually really bring you joy? What are those things that you feel really drawn to learning? It might be Tai Chi or it might be tarot cards or whatever. And find someone that can help you do that. But like for me, it's healing the inner child. That is the greatest gift that I can give people, is helping you heal your inner child. Because once you do that, everything changes, because the poor little inner child carries all of these beliefs of not being enough, I'm unworthy, I'm unlovable, all of that stuff. And once you can actually peel that back and show the inner child how powerful and amazing and incredible he or she is, it just changes everything. So that, that is always for me as a foundational thing in healing is the inner child. That's the most important. That's only my opinion, but that's my experience. I've been doing this for like nearly 40 years now, and the inner child is key to all things.
And I know somebody recommended a book, something to do with the inner child, and there was all sorts of drawings and all sorts of things. Well, of course, I've been traveling around this pack tab. I still haven't looked at it. Hopefully it'll come out soon when I find my new abode. So, and also drawing, when you're doing crafty stuff and all that, using the left hand as well is another quite a good tip, because obviously you're coming from the opposite way of thinking, and it takes on a different stance, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
All these,
but just finding what brings you joy.
And I always say you have to act your shoe size. Well, mine is size 5.
Yeah, same, exactly. Yep. Absolutely.
Would you like to do a little tune in for everybody? What's where we are now, whatever comes through to help keep us going?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'll just tune in, and sorry, my hair's annoying me today. It's one of those days today. Okay. Just be who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Greetings, dear hearts. We are here with you at this time of humanity's transition, as we move into the higher frequencies of light, as we become more acquainted with our higher self energy. And as we do so, all things in our lives are shifting at a very rapid pace. We are also being transformed at a molecular structure at this time, and sometimes the influx of energy that we are receiving from other dimensions, from solar flares, and from all of the energy that is flying around us in all moments, it can be very difficult to stay centered and to stay in our place of joy and peace. And it is very important at this time that you allow not the distractions of the external world to detract you from your path. It is important at this time to stay in that place of joy and to stay in the lane that is yours only. All of that which is being programmed into us through social media, through all of the networks of what is going on with the world, it is time to step back from that now. For all of the frequencies of this are interfering with our frequency as it is being taken to a higher level. It is very important also to honor your body and allow that which your body is asking for. And you may find that at this period of time, you have very unusual cravings. You may find you want foods that you wouldn't normally eat. You may find you want foods that are not necessarily healthy. You may find that your body is craving for sugar. Allow this at this time, dear hearts, for you are going through such a powerful change. And you will find that just by being in the moment is the greatest gift. Allow not the past to dominate your thoughts anymore, and allow not your thoughts to be the controller of you. Allow those thoughts that come to the surface on a repetitive basis, giving them the compassion and then the ability to be able to leave, for that which has a voice has no power anymore. So, dear hearts, this is a time of great transition, and it is also the most magnificent time in history to be alive. You will find that there are many things shifting and changing around you, and there is a period of chaos that is coming to humanity that we have known about for a very long time. However, when you look at the external world, it has been chaotic for the last few years. And this has brought us to a place of truth within ourselves. This has brought us to a place of discernment, of sorting out that which is truth for us and discarding that which isn't. This is a time, dear hearts, to be true to who you are, not to be realizing other people's expectations or to be pleasing other people for their love or approval. This is a time to stay focused and centered and be in the moment. The past can hurt you no more when you do not carry it with you. The future is happening in every moment. So past, present, and future are happening simultaneously. And when we travel back in time, we are keeping those thoughts and those wounds and that pain that we've carried with us for many, many years. We keep that present, so we rob ourselves of the present. We rob ourselves of the future. So let go of the past, dear hearts. Forgive all of those that have trespassed upon you and forgive yourself. Forgiveness does not condone bad behavior or treatment. However, what it does is set you free from the energy that keeps pulling you back and keeping you in the lower frequencies of the third dimensional realm. Know, dear heart, that all is well. Know that there is so much abundance coming to each and every one of you. And again, this abundance comes from the heart. There is a shift in the vibratory field of this planet coming in a very short period of time, and you are already noticing this. And this is why more now than ever is important to be staying in the zone of the heart, to be keeping your energy with the full armor of God, and just trusting in all moments that all things are well and that this chaos is necessary for humanity to come back to a place of peace, for this peace will in fact last for 1,000 years. You have all, each and every one of you, come here at this time to be a way shower, to share your light, to be a warrior, to be a truth seeker or a truth speaker. Each and every one of you has a different role to play. You may be a healer, you may be a builder, you may be a teacher, you may be an artist, you may be a nurturer. Each and every one is equally as important as the next, and there is no one person that is more significant or important than the other. We are all here as one. And we are coming into the time of unity now. We are releasing now all of the division that has been put upon us through many, many lifetimes as the darkness is being released from this planet. All of that which those that are not raising their consciousness will be taken into another dimension in time and space and will be living in a parallel universe. However, that energy will not have the ability to affect your high vibration anymore. You are also reclaiming your multidimensional selves, and you'll find that you'll be able to easily step through the dimensions. For those of you that have been doing this inner work for a long period of time, you'll find that many of your ancient gifts and skills and talents will come to the fore. The greatest talent and skill, dear heart, is being of open heart, open mind, and pure of thought and deed. For those that put people down, for those that feel the need to make others feel small, to make themselves feel larger, all of these things that humanity has carried will be dissipated. And we will be stepping more, dear hearts, into our intuitive selves where our telepathy is fully activated. So know, dear hearts, that all is well. You are all in the right place at the right time. You have all of the tools and skills that you need. Trust the greatest teacher that is within you, your intuition. Intuition means the teacher within. For that intuition is the Christ consciousness. That intuition is that gentle guidance, those gentle loving words. It never tells you what to do. It gives you a thought or a feeling to take an action. And by following the path of the heart, the path of the intuition, your life will unfold in the most miraculous ways. You are also dearly loved and supported. We are here with you. in all dimensions in time and space. We are here to assist humanity in this ascension process. Call upon us at any time. We are waiting for your call. We are waiting to be of higher service. You will find that many of you will also be activated to move into a higher realm of service than ever before. For you are here to serve humanity. You are here to serve on a very large scale. Allow this not to scare you, dear hearts. For by doing this, all it takes is to plant one seed of love and positivity within one person and allow that seed to sprout and grow. And as that seed sprouts and grows, that person passes on that seed of positivity and it continues. We are moving into the most magnificent time in the history of to be alive. So know, dear hearts, that each and every one of you has been chosen for this. You are more than equal to all that is being presented to you. And all is divine and well, and all is happening in the most divine timing. Saturate yourselves, your love, with the light of the Christ consciousness. Saturate all things around you. Saturate all situations with the white light of the Christ consciousness, for there is no more powerful protection than this. And know that thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and so it is.
Thank you. Lovely.
Bloody marvellous.
Women awesome. Talking of intuition, and I know you've shared, but a couple of weeks ago, I've been getting the sense I needed to go to Cornwall. I was talking to my friend Kat in Oz, and she was saying, because I'm 1111 and it's the right vibration for you to go down. So that was on the Monday and I said, yeah. And I looked on the map and it was like nearly 4 hours drive. Well, I'd only, still in a lot of discomfort. So Tuesday, I went, okay, Spirit, if I'm to go to Cornwall, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm handing it over to you. End of story. Wednesday, I'm talking to a friend who I'd been helping out in different ways. And I said, I'm getting the feeling to go to Cornwall. And she said, I've got a mobile home. It's yours. Go down. And I went, oh, that was Wednesday. I was in Bude on Friday. And it just happened so fast. And I didn't have anything planned as such. So I went down to Bude. And then another friend, Sandro's got a camper. She saw my post to say. So she said, I got a week's holiday. I'll come and join you. So I said, well, my mission is to go to St. Michael's on the Mount. So we ended up going last Friday. So we sort of did Cornwall in stages. I loved Cornwall. I've never been there before. I don't think I have. I can't really remember. But anyway, and we had the perfect day to go up to St. Michael's on the Mount on Friday, because apparently it was St. Michael's Michaelmas Day. And there was a communion going on. Well, I'm not religious as such, but anyway, the chapel was lovely and we sang hymns. I thought, gosh, it takes me back. And then from that, it was just an amazing to be there on St. Michael's Day, and the sun was shining. I mean, it was a hike up to this castle, mind you. I'm not kidding. It wasn't flat. It was lumpy stones all the way up. I did it. I got up and I came down and drove back on Saturday. And I mean, that all happened with days. I sort of followed my intuition. I had a lovely time down there. Absolutely loved it. And going back to the drops, like Sunday and Monday, I've been in a little discomfort. But for what I have achieved and the traveling that I did and going up the top of this mount, honestly, it's like a pilgrimage. So you either go across on the boat when the tide's in, or you come back, you walk along the slipway, or vice versa. So we'd gone in the morning, so the tide was out, so we all walked across. And I mean, it's just like an ant trail, just people I thought Glastonbury was a pilgrimage, but this was totally different. But it was just amazing. And then we had the boat back. So I had a little boat ride across and that was nice. But it was just like for, you know, going with what feels right. And like for me now, that's happening more and more. Different things happening for me faster and faster, like, you know, and I think, oh my God, you just got to try and pause your breath somewhere, haven't you? But yeah, so
That's right.
that was an amazing experience to go there, and I'd love to go back, but they close November to March, I think. Obviously, the weathers and what have you, but and I'm sure. And then Saturday morning, I couldn't sleep Friday night, and I was leaving Saturday morning, and I went to the beach to sort of wake myself up and had a walk along. And then when I left, I just cried and cried and cried. I must have had a past life or something there. To have felt that strongly, because I just did not want to go, let alone drive for 4 hours. So anyway, yeah. So, and it is like really, really going in with your feelings now, even if you think, oh God, how, you know, because I thought, how am I going to do 4 hours, you know, to get all the way down there? But I had a break, you know, I'd sort of stopped halfway, had a lovely time exploring Bude, and then came all the way back. So, anyway, there's me waffling on here.
But that's what the path is all, you know, all about. Like my Bible is The Game of Life and How to Play It by Forrest. And it's basically teaching us to live in our intuition, to manifest, like calling in directly from source, you know, from God, you know, like, and bringing in that which is yours for the divine, you know. And it's like, and it does it like, and that, and the drops and all these different things, the things that we're doing, like it's all being enhanced, and things are happening a lot faster now. And when you live your life in that way, it's just miraculous. I think, you know, you and I and a couple of other people I know, we live miracle lives, you know, because we can just go, and we don't follow the mainstream, or we don't, you know, we just live by intuition. And it's the best. It's just the best way. I just feel very blessed.
Because I mean, like, you know, we don't listen to the television or the news. And I just thought this morning, I don't know, Monday, I think it was, I was awake early because I'd not slept very well. And I thought, oh, I'll put on, see what's going on GMTV. And the next thing they're talking about, you know, you can have your flu jibby and your Ovid jibby, and I was thinking, oh my God, I switched that off. And I thought, you know, like, it's our intention to help people naturally, that you don't need to do all these things, you know. That's such a hard one, I think, to, you know, when you hear people doing all these things, but you just have to, and I think that's been the hard lesson for me, to have acceptance where people are. And it's their soul's journey. It's nothing to do with me. You know, I have to learn, like, if I can help you, I will. But if I can't, you know, I don't, there's no drama. Whereas before I just get going back, like when everything all started, I'd get quite angry and think, oh, for God's sake, and rah, 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 like, you know, with all what was going on. But I've learned to step back from all of this now and look at the bigger picture of how we're helping each other, and who we can help, and who's ready to be helped, like, you know.
Exactly. And I've learned, if someone doesn't want to help themselves, I'm not going near them.
Totally.
That used to be I used to be a rescuer, and I used to think, I can help you, I can help you. I don't now, I don't bother. If there's someone actually wants to help themselves, I'm not going to waste my energy. And that sounds really, but it's just, oh God, look at me. I'm just having a really
No, you look lovely. Stop it.
I don't care, actually.
Right.
So, but it's just about, I've lost my train of thought now.
Yeah.
I
see, when you see a message comes up.
Yeah.
Where were we? Can you do a rewind a minute, Jeffrey? No, I'm the same as you. I used to be a rescuer, but not anymore. I think if I can't help you, end of story. Put me with those that need my help, and I can support in any way. And
also, it's just about giving people tools, but it's up to the people to use the tools, because that was another thing I've learned as a healer too. People want you to do everything for them. You know, they want you to go in and do all the work. It's like, no, I'll just give you the tools. I'll be tour guide, but it's up to you to take the journey. You know, I'll just give you so you're learning lots of things along the way, which is really good. And also realizing we don't need anything outside of ourselves. We don't need any tools. We don't need crystals or wands or candles or anything that's outside of ourselves. We don't need it, because we are. That's what we need to learn, is that we have everything that we need in within us. And that's the toughest journey, you know. And also, you know, we don't need other people's approval. We don't need other people to validate us. We don't need any of that, because we are contained within ourselves. And that's probably a difficult thing for a lot of people to get around. We don't need to blame anybody else. We need to be accountable, you know, for our own actions, for our own life. You know, can't keep blaming mum and dad because you had a shit childhood. Yeah, okay, sure, you had a shit childhood, but it's up to you to sort it out. It's up to you to, you know, okay, well, what's my part in it? I was probably a shit child, maybe. Who knows? You know, so it's about being accountable and being just standing in your own truth, and just you know, what you see is what you get. And that's been a big thing, not having to pretend to be. I used to think I used to be like a chameleon, you know. I'd sort of blend into situations, and I'd sort of be what I thought other people wanted me to be. And then I didn't know who I was. And then what I thought they wanted to be wasn't that anyway. It was just my, you know.
Yes. I've lost my train of thought now. Trouble is, the thoughts keep coming in so thick and fast.
I like that.
Just going to change the subject. Just change the
go
subject.
on.
Hey,
go on.
Down at
Where are
Bude,
we now? Bude. Oh yeah.
Bude. Yeah.
I walked all along there.
Yeah, I could gather that. So there's
a nice coffee shop over there. Where is it? Somewhere along there called Olive Tree or something. Very nice.
Right.
That's beautiful.
I see this is a canal. Is that is that locks there that they can take boats from the ocean and put them into the canal? Yeah. Yeah,
but I all the time, I've never seen it open when I was down there. But yeah, it does open. But that sort of comes right the way around the river. But it's an amazing place. Amazing place. Really lovely. I really like the energy there. So,
okay. I was just captivated by the fact there was a canal, because there's huge tidal drops over there in the UK.
Yeah.
36-foot drops between low tide and high tide. Okay, I'll just change the subject.
No, that's all right.
Being a typical male, just listening.
A guest appearance, yeah. I know. Going back to like, we've all blamed our parents, or not. Well, some of us, and you know, like for me, when I look back, I always used to say, well, Mum did the best she could with the tools in her kit bag, because I know I'm doing the best with all the tools that I've got in my kit bag, which keeps growing and growing. And I think because we're doing all this deep inner work, then our children aren't carrying this forward. And I think that's the key, you know, because like different things have come up for me, and, you know, all sorts of things, and you know that's helping your children to clear their way, so they're not carrying all this forward, and then it goes in the grandchildren. I think that's for me is, I think, if we knew all this then, well, it'd be a different world and a different ball game. But we're learning all this now, and you know, it's like dreaming a new dream. We've been blessed, or I've been blessed, to talk and interview and let people share their story who are doing amazing things around the planet. You know, I mean, we could go on every day of the week with different people, but it's just lovely that people are out there wanting to make a difference and wanting to share what they're doing. And I think the network of light workers, or the grid, is growing and growing now. And I think this is why the changes are happening so fast, aren't they? Because we are changing so fast. So the energy is changing so fast.
Exactly. And yeah, we're the ones, we're raising that frequency, that vibration. I did a channeling a couple of weeks ago, and it was a higher self channeling, and it was activating the 12 strands of DNA. Oh my God, I was talking so fast. It was channeling through me so fast. I was wow. And afterwards, all night, I was like, whoa, I could feel my whole body like just vibrating. It's like, wow. But I can just feel like with all of us, we're becoming more powerful as we're becoming more empowered. And just a little thing too, on the end of blame is on the end of the word blame is me. The word's me.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, we can't blame. We've actually got to just own our shit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And whether, and it's not always comfortable shit, eh?
No, it never is, but
Some flows and some get stuck.
And some just piles up.
Yeah, literally. Oh my God. And it
So I'm in the female locker room now, am I?
Yeah. You are.
Hey, I can throw a bit of wisdom in there. So if we go back probably 35 years ago, I did an actual meditation, and as you do, and I went to where I was in a fetal. I was a fetus, yeah. And what I did was, in my light body, I saw in symbolic terms how Telstra, or the telecom people, would bring in a big, huge cable into the building premises, which would go into the switchboard, and then it would go off to all the different extensions. And so in those cables are pairs. Yeah, you might see them. They might be green and brown, and sometimes they have them twisted and it might be green, brown, and then a red. And anyway, what happens, the telecom worker will go and get a crone spanner, and get the two pairs and go click, and they go and put them in. And it just opens up the cable and gives a copper connection, which then opens up the phone line. And so you get the extensions. So I'm looking at this so you can understand the concept here. I'm looking, there's all my mother and all her chromosomes, and there's all my father and his chromosomes. And as a fetus, I'm going there with a crone spanner, and I say, I'm going to take this from my mum. And I went through taking the actual chromosomes from my mother and father. So I chose who I was. So from that moment onwards, when I came out of that meditation, no blame game. Straight away, I knew that who I was, because this is who I am. Boom, boom.
Yeah, it's awesome.
As
That
Apollo
is true.
would say,
we do choose it.
Yeah, as Apollo said, man, know thyself. So yeah, definitely the answers are within yourself. You just got to open yourself up to it. There's a very impressive movie. It's quite gruesome at the beginning, but it's with Scarlett Johansson, and the movie's called Lucy. That's pretty impressive, because it talks about opening up your whole mind to, instead of working on 10% or 12% capacity and getting dumbed down by the elites, you're opening up to the point where you can use 100%, and the faculty is amazing. And that movie Lucy really shows you a concept of art imitating life. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah, it was
that's
a good
me.
movie. Yep.
I'll go and sit in the background now.
No, that's cool. That's cool. And Lucy, it was a very good movie. It was a really cool movie. And that is a thing too. Like, we have been so dumbed down. Like, we're living, we're actually gods and goddesses. We're actually made in the likeness of God. And we're these big, big beings living mediocre lives. We're actually meant to be living these massive lives that are, realizing that full potential and using all of those gifts and talents, and, doing all of the things that she could do would be really cool. Some of those things. But just really realizing our potential, and that's what we're coming into in this age of Aquarius, is like, because we actually have come from ancient civilizations where we have been very evolved, way more enlightened than what we are now, and the technology was way beyond what we could even comprehend, and we've come from the future and the past and other dimensions to bring, to come back into that within ourselves, so that by us doing that, it activates everybody else around us to be that full potential as well too, because as that energy expands, things around can't help but expand as well.
I did go in sort of off tangent a bit. I know, like, a lot of people say, well, there's no way I would have chosen my mum and dad. There's, and what have you. But like Caroline used to say, well, look, the thing is, you were so, you so wanted to get to planet Earth, you so wanted to help and wanted to make a difference, that there was limitations to who you could come with, and that was the only family free that would assist you into coming in to help on planet Earth. So and then that way I said, oh, I like that.
And also, we're the only ones strong enough to come into those families, like really dense energy, like, oh my God, you know, the things that we've come through in our evolution from children, like, oh shit, to now. I don't want curcumin on the floor, stains everywhere. But yeah, we've come to break all of those generational chains of conditioning as well too, like not just for you know, like 7 generations back. We're doing it through all time and space, you know, and we're the only ones that were strong enough to be able to rise through that. It's like the Matrix, you know, and he sort of comes through that goo, you know, and then he comes out and he's like, and that's what we've come here to do, come out of the goo and into the light.
Right. What did Denovan, I saw he put a message, but it was too long to read. Did he have a question, or was it
statement? Just
a statement, was it? Okay. All right. Blessings. All right. Now see it. Now you right. Blessings, Sequoia. You tapped into a bit of my former message about teaching children about intuition. When I received that guidance download about 10 months ago, I was sharing it with my partner in my vehicle a few minutes later, and as I did and didn't hear her, that would literally end. Didn't hear that would literally end so much violence worldwide. Instantly, my sat nav divinely spoke, take the right lane. I love it. And that's it. Right. Yeah, I can realize that now. But yeah, so yeah. And the children now, you know, you can see the children that are coming through have got great big eyes, and yeah, you know, you can just see some of the children. You think, wow, you know, these souls are really coming in to help now more than ever, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So what's next for you then, my lovely, after this?
After the book, or just life in general?
Well, life in general.
Well, I've just got a feeling that like it's going to open up a lot of doors. I feel like I've been watched. I've got eyes around me all around the world, and I have for a wee while. That's cool. And I'm just ready to be of the highest service for the greatest good of all. And however that looks, I don't know. I don't want to put any labels on it. I just want to be the highest service. That's what I'm here to be. I'm here to be, you know, authentic, and just of the highest service. And I just sort of feel like things will unfold. And that's also too, like, this book to me is like, because so many of us, like you know, you, I know you as well, and so many other people that we know, you know, we've been on this journey for so long, you know, and it feels like sometimes we've been treading uphill, you know, and it's like, oh my God, when's it actually going to show itself in the outer world? When's it actually going to manifest? You know, because someone said, oh, you're so lucky that's happening. It's like, well, you don't know what's gone on for the last 38 years behind the scenes. Exactly. to get to this moment. You know, I've been homeless. I've been like, you know, everything you could think of I've been. But those have been the gifts in my life, because I've been able to come through those things, heal myself, and see them all as a gift, you know. So just being ourselves is the greatest gift that we can be, and being present in the moment and being of highest service, you know, just every day. What's my purpose? How can I serve? Who can I help today? Who can I make smile today? Who can I push off the cliff and, you know, help them sort their shit out? You know, because I'll jump off the cliff with you and I'll hold your hand. But, you know, how can I be of the highest service? That's it.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Right. Yes. I think we're coming up to the end of the show. So anything else you'd like to share?
No, I think we covered quite a few.
I think we have. Oh, yeah. Well, it's been an absolute delight having you on, and wishing you well with the book. And I'll speak to you later.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much.
And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And same time, same place next week.
We've got another Australian.
Here we have. I'm going to Glastonbury at the weekend, so I'll have to grab. There's so many people down there, so talented. I've got a list of people, and I keep thinking I must get my act together here.
Okay. Thank you, Sequoia.
No, thank you. It was awesome.